What's good, K-Dog Nation? It's your boy Chaos here. Welcome back with more of the... Oh my gosh, I just need to stop talking. More of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series. We are going to District Courtroom number 4, where we're going to face Edgelord again, it looks like. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. So what happened in the last one? Samurai killed a guy, but we don't think it's the samurai, so we have to figure out who actually did it. And we got a picture that may or may not be our defendant. Defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed the fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of the Globo Studios. It's impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to that fact. I see. Very well, we'd like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well, I call the most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, you see. Here's the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there's a gate, you see? That gate, past that are studios. Sorry, I can't read. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and the young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff employees were in employee area until noon. And after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to the Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to this guard station. I jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform the rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was canceled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest with a murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No. I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need to get embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Any old bag, dearie. So just call me Grandma. That's practically my name. So it was, that I was an old bag. I was really just how you children would make fun of me and call me. Believe it, that was the boy at the captain of the chess club in junior high. You called me an old bag. I just cried. I was crushed. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. To get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. Oh, you know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. Geesh, it's one hell of an old bag. Dude, they come up with the best names in this game. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest of them had just been doing a run-through. I had been doing a run-through since the morning. Well, I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, there was one when I got to the guard station, and it was the main gate from until... It was at the main gate from then until 5. The murder happened at 2:30, right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked by me at 2. It was Powers, that man right there. He was heading towards the studio. So the only thing we got... So the defendant then. Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, we know that we're going to go straight to the picture of Hammer. Yeah. That's it. Let me get this straight, old bag. Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Old Tokyo. Yeah, what's up, gaming? Miss OLDBAG, this is the Mr. Powers you saw. Of course, didn't your mommy teach you to send Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Power does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean that Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this courtroom is accusing that witness. He's having trouble calling her own bag, apparently. You do not have proof that the person in the photo was Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Even Edwards is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness. Please make known all information in your possession ahead of time. How was I supposed to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyways, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this is as good as any evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, the old windbag left even Edwards speechless. She's good. Let's hear about this proof, then. Alright, this is what I don't have information about. I never say anything. Mind you, the morning duties call to run through a action scene. I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he has sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. So I knew it was Powers. Happy? So we had a sprained ankle. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. Yeah, because she wasn't there in the morning. Hold it! Trip and fall? That's what I'm pressing? Man, Phoenix is an idiot. Yes, he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning the backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. Broke one of the props. What prop? He broke a prop? Sure did. It was his own samurai spear. Samurai spear, the murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with duct tape to fix it. It strikes me as a significant detail. Better write this down in the court report. Okay. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. That's the nap. Wait, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot, okay. I think we've heard enough, haven't we, Your Honor? There's one thing that bothers me, which is... Where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Maybe that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it's clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose he's right. You sure, Your Honor? Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities. All we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Nowhere in the photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I would wonder if someone else, not caught on camera, would have killed Mr. Powers, Mr. Hammer. We have consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove all doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Oh my gosh. Shut up and old bag. This is testimony. The time of Mr. Hammer's death was 2:30, apparently. The only person that saw go through the studio before that was Will Powers. No one else went through there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went through the studio, then it would have to be the Steel Samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright, well, we're gonna press her on that photo again. How do you know that? Oh! Didn't I just explain? I gave some donuts to the young detective. And then after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything. See, the detective comes to show his fellow officers finding some donuts. Hold it. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite so. Nobody's suspicious looking past by at all. No one's suspicious looking. Right. But if we're gonna say this is it, I want to know what... Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate of the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, Sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture. And I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right, anyway. It's also true that the computer in the guard station records all security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. The very computer printed out this photo. Note that the back of the photo are printed words. October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2. Even I know that it means it was taken on 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit of the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2? The computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this be photo number 1 if it was really the only photo? Uh-huh. Order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not 1 but 2 people went into the studio that day. Yet there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data from the other photo? Only someone with access. The security lady herself. You watch your messing with him, Snapper. Even the only person I saw all day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that would seem to be what that means. I wouldn't explain this to the court. I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Mr. Edgy Boy, help me. Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means here. Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right. I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate, someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. Testimony, please. Alright. Oldbag. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one more important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see. Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out 1 photo that day. Miss Oldbag. This is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny. I just only remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please continue with your cross-examination. Well, I say this turn of expected, but I kind of expected this. Alright. Alright, press. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking? We can tell by looking at their faces for the most part. This murder trial, old bag. Well, I didn't touch the suspicious looking Will Powers photo, did I? I think she's missing the point. Alright, what photo did you throw out? Well, who the heck was in the photo you erased? Oh, a fanboy. Fanboy? Steel Samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals and go gosh knows where. They're always hanging about one day that was in there. Wait a second. Didn't you say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes through the employee area. Gate had been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain? I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids, children, whippersnappers. Kids? So on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order. Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to the 2nd or 3rd grade. Oh, yes, well, see, there was his type there every day. You can't stop him, can't catch him. We in 2nd or 3rd grade. Assume it would be hard, not impossible for a young boy to wield a samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. Makes him a suspect. Yeah, they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. But the difference is the spear was broken and it was fixed with duct tape. So we could... She never said when she fixed the spear. So the spear could have been broken and he just had the sharp point. Just saying. Mr. Powers? Yes. Tell me straight, were you really in your dressing room and you go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio, I was sleeping, honest. So who was the Steel Samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The Steel Samurai costume was off in the corner in the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine he would want to steal a Steel Samurai costume, so... Where will this leave me? It doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick, what are you going to do? First, we're going to play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could conceivably have done this. Right, and it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. You think it's time? Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please help get stuff done. And we're gonna convince her. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, you will present the prosecution's thoughts on the matter. The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing changed. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty of the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well, Mr. Wright, your thoughts? Defense disagrees with the prosecution's claim. There is another person you have to committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you're somebody who was obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Great. So who is this person under Miss Powers, the murder? It was the security lady, Wendy OLDBAG. What? Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in the picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, OLDBAG. What? Whippersnapper? We got her. Order. Is this true, OLDBAG? OLDBAG, that's Miss OLDBAG to you. Miss OLDBAG was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume, then slipped in the studio one at the scene of the murder. Why would she go to the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. She was in his costume. She could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes #2, baby. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pronounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with some objection and some new damning evidence? Well, Edgeworth, does the prosecution have any opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? So you think I did it? Is that it, edgy boy? Don't you just sit there and do something? That's my move. Maybe now's my chance to make this whole thing. Take this whole thing. Take this the whole way. The very same reasoning that Mr. Powers is a suspect in the case can be used to cast doubt on Miss OLDBAG's action that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Ham? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive, too. Gee. That did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait a minute. Just what about the other person who went in the studio? The boy, the one who photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler, though. You said she was second or third grade. That doesn't matter. When I was at that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Thought Mr. Wright. The boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it be nice to your kids and me to your elders, say, whippersnappers? I have proof. Proof? Indeed. Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that the boy could not have committed this murder. I believe it's this. Your Honor, the murder weapon was the samurai spear. The very spear is shown here in the photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, that would witness like care to comment on this? The Windbag. Speechless. This has got to be the first. Very well. This court will suspend the proceedings in the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Wendy. What was her name? Something OLDBAG, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into the OLDBAG before we continue. That's all this. Court is adjourned. Wait a second! I'm not going to sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree, me. I'm talking. Oh, great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk.
Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you admitted something from your testimony?
Actually, we must know. There's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about?
By whom?
Oh, you mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk?
We'll testify.
My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me not to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said that they had nothing to do with it, see? They have told me just to pretend they hadn't been in the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me of, I'm not letting them get away scot-free.
Miss Oldbag, this is critical information. Why'd you keep this from the court until now?
Ain't you been listening? They told me not to shut my trap, so I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream. Your Honor, witness the power of the OLDBAG.
That's right, your cross-examination.
Okay. Alright. Who were these people? Well, the director's the producer for starters. The director? Should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course. Yes, well, I was surprised that no one asked about it. So where are these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime, and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the Studio 2 trailer. It's a Studio 2? There was a Studio 2. But if you look at the guide map, there it is. You go through the gate and all the way to the left. Bath with the monkey's head is fallen over.
Well, Miss Wright, would you continue the cross-examination?
I think I've already asked all my questions, but... Your Honor, we have learned that there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and producer and some bigwigs who were all present. As we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers.
The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag. More information about these other people we've just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. Then is the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned.
Are we actually done? Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me.
Oh, really? It is nothing. Or should I...
Well, we're going to join the studios to get some more investigating.
We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up at the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get the material for the cross-examination. So, Nick, have we figured out just who was in the Steel Samurai costume? Could it have really been old Windbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers?
Well, I don't think it was her, really.
Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just trying to buy his time back there. Something had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Bro, I mean, I kind of feel sorry for her. But she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my accusation. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. That's to be continued. Man, I want to pull off another one, but I know I'm just going to get data that I'm going to forget. So, but either way, thank you guys for watching here on IC, !IC for the live stream. You guys can check out the content over there. Do appreciate you guys hanging out and watching the episode. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, BB and your timestamps in the comment section down below for more ways to stay connected and more information on the channel and what's going on. I will be back with another episode on my next upload slot, so please stay tuned for that. But until then, you got plenty of other videos. There's more people on this channel that you can go watch and enjoy. So please check out all their content too and enjoy all the fun stuff we got here going on in Invisible Corporations. BB timestamps the comment section down below. Of course, everyone's links is in the description, so please check that out. And if you're so inclined, come watch us live over on twitch.tv/chaos6 for more of this content and other things too. So yeah, come hang out. Appreciate it. But that'll be it for me today. Thank you for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. Until next time, my name is Chaos. I'm signing off. Stay safe. And as always, burn it up.